Honey, this is Tuesday morning. Back to doing that early boy live stream. It's 6:25 a.m. We have a busy week ahead of us. We have two cards to look forward to. There's other fights. There's a lot of fights going on. Two major cards, though, to talk about the odds. I'm going to be uploading some stats don't lie videos. I'm going to be uploading my first stats don't lie UFC video in a while. So we know the UFC is back this week as well. I'll be going live one more time today. And if you guys haven't joined our Discord, it's linked right there. Johnny says boxing. We have about 350 people in the Discord. It's not just boxing, it's MMA. It's a growing community. The way you can support me on this journey on YouTube, that's the link. Become a JSB insider. Once you become an insider, you get access to the Discord and the growing community. You also get more access on the channel in terms of our live streaming, our call-in features. You guys could call in and actually come on the live as well. And you also get to request a video. We have a couple different memberships. Also, become a Patreon. The Patreon is the same price as the YouTube. Whichever one you join, you get access to the Discord. And I want to start there. It seems like as we keep growing, every other day there's new drama to talk about. So I don't really like drama in terms of like childish drama. I'm on my grown man shit. I got a lot going on in my life, like all you guys do. So I take pride in being creative. I take pride in being active. I take pride in being, what's the best adjective? Productive. Productive, guys. There's a difference between being busy and being productive. Being busy, I feel, is disorganized. Being productive is having a game plan. So for anyone out there who feels that they're doing things but their life isn't elevating, I would start there. I would look at, are your actions congruent with your goals? That's productivity. Being busy is more or less not being efficient with your time, and that time expenditure isn't equating to those goals. So that being said, I got to waste a few minutes on this. There is a dude who was in our Discord, a guy who has been banned from the channel named King In. I didn't even want to give him, I didn't even want to talk about this, but as I do, I'm going to spend a couple minutes on this. I like handling controversy front on, whether it's the ticket gate controversy or the scammer gate controversy over the last few weeks with people scamming in the Discord. I wanna remove the curtain for some of you guys who might not be aware. But when I launched the Discord in August, since August, I've been getting hate DMs, people talking shit behind keyboards because of my price package. Now, I was never involved in any online gambling. I came into this on my own terms. Check my YouTube content. I've been doing combat sports YouTube content for years, right? I only started the boxing Discord, which has evolved into our growing Discord because it's a community now, because you guys asked me to. I was doing breakdown boxing predictions, but I was doing breakdown analysis of fights, but I wasn't giving you my prediction. You guys asked me to start giving my predictions. That then led to the Discord. That then led to August. When I launched the Discord in August, my goal was never to become wealthy off of my subscribers. My goal still was never to become rich off of the people who support me on YouTube. So why the hell would I put a Discord behind a paywall that was expensive? So I say all that to say this. People literally are pissed at me because our Discord is $7. Like, what the hell? Like, I didn't realize, guys, I didn't know people on Twitter. I don't have Twitter. I didn't know people on Twitter charge $50 or $100 or some to give you their picks. What that seems unreasonable to me. So initially when I was getting messages, a couple of those guys in August joined my Discord. Who initially, I save every receipt. Who initially were like, why is it so cheap? Why is it so cheap? And then they would try to use how cheap it was to sort of describe the product itself. But look, I know what we're doing here. We're growing a strong ass community. We got boxing coaches, pro boxers. If you guys saw all the good messages I get on a daily basis, this is why I don't address the hate and negativity, right? Because it's 99% love, and I thank you for that. But every now and then when people put my name publicly on tweets or any social media profiles, I have to address it. So I'm addressing this dude named King In. Now, King In is a guy who pays for this dude with the blue tick. He pays for his Twitter profile, which is fine. If you pay for it, it's fine. But you can't call me a fraud because when you're paying for a verified blue tick, okay? People are upset last week because I went on 3D Boxing's live stream and we were breaking down fights, and I was asked, Gary asked me who I was taking between Chavez and Flores. And I think I said I was torn, and I might have, I said Flores, but I'm torn. It's not official. Guys, I could tell you 10 different picks on these live streams. If you're not in our Discord, and if you know anything about the history, I hadn't gone on Gary's live stream for 6 weeks. And this is exactly why. I don't need this drama in my life. It's nothing about Gary. Gary's my guy. But there are he has some of these minions who just start shit for no reason. And so just because I go on somebody else's live stream and tell you that's who I'm taking, that doesn't mean that's who I'm taking. I could troll too. I'm not saying I was trolling, but why would I give people on the public? Why would I go on his channel and give him all my picks? When I know I've had to delete, ban, and block at least 5 of his guys in my Discord, right? Why would I go on his Discord where it's all his people and give those people everything that I give my Discord? You know what I'm saying? So when that Chavez card Gucci Flores fight started, we're live streaming in my Discord. Everybody who pays to be there knows who we took. You know what I'm saying? We know we all took Jorge Chavez. We know we hit, and we knew it in real time. And so, this guy on Twitter calling me a fraud. His intentions, though, is he's one of these guys who is salty that our Discord is so cheap to join because he charges $50. It's like, bro, if you really want to talk trash, mate, send me an email. johnnystofko@icloud.com. Send me a DM. For you to, this is just hilarious because I don't have Twitter. He has 3,000 people, which is great. I'm gonna read it for you. I'm gonna read the tweet for you. Because all the boys in the Discord, I got so many DMs. I had to talk. The last thing I want to do is talk about this, but it's Tuesday, and it's Tuesday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got shit to do. So give me like 2 more minutes, and I'll get to the bets. What's up, Julius? All right, I'm gonna pull up the Discord. All the boys were, and shout out to the boys in my Discord defending me because it's like, oh, you got salty? You got salty because I posted in our group the Jorge Chavez decision and put we up? Yeah, bitch. Oh, you sad. He says that I'm scamming because we're changing the odds because I charge so cheap to get into my Discord. It's like, dude, what are you talking about, mate? All right, here we go. I get a message. I get woken up to this. This is hilarious. And King in bets. We know you've been kicked out of my Discord before. We'll talk, King Ty. Give me 2 more minutes. I just have to address this. I know, fuck the haters. Give me 2 minutes because I want to address this, and that's that. Because I don't want people saying, "Oh, he didn't even address it." Because you know how petty these cowards are, and these guys are cowards. This isn't grown man activity. This isn't moving like a man. Okay. I get woken up to this bullshit. Shout out to my guys, the guys in the Discord. So this dude is called King in Bets. If you go to my comment section, you would recognize him. He's come on a lot. He's commented hate on the live stream before. He's gotten banned before. So I don't have Twitter. So I guess most of you have seen clips of Johnny on YouTube. How convenient he doesn't have a Twitter account. Bro, we don't all have Twitter accounts. I'm a grown man. I'm not going to pay. And this dude pays for a verification profile. Just go to his Twitter and click on it. He runs a Patreon that, listen to this. Listen to this. He runs a Patreon that ruins the odds for all the hard workers of the game. Oh, all the hard workers of the game like myself, Fight Ghost, Fight Writer 1, TJ getting a shout though. My boy Chilltown. Chilltown's my guy. I didn't see that the first time. Oh, so I'm ruining all of the odds. Fucking these people, dude. He's from Spain, which is fine. I like Spanish food and I like Spanish women. And he posts this. The two leg, a method of victory, right? What do we do in the Discord? If he wouldn't have got kicked out of the Discord, he would know. We do long parlays, we do dogs of the week, we do method of victories. All right. I want to address it. They're salty because then I posted our parlay, the long parlay, and I said we up. And they're also salty because on Gary's and guys, and this is no offense to Gary, but this is why I don't go on his live streams anymore. Is because he got these sort of dudes that are like, dude, I'm not gonna tell you if you're not, put it this way, if you're not in our Discord, if you're not, how are you gonna be hating from outside of the club? What does that song go? You can't even get in the club. You got banned from the club. So why would I go into your club and bring all my bitches into your club when we already got all the bitches? Sorry for the crude analogy, but why would I bring, if I got all my people to your spot when we already got our own spot? So they're salty on some levels. Let's talk boxing. What's up, King Ty? Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the odds real quick. We got a couple back and forth fights. I think there's a couple dogs too, mate. I gotta upload my breakdown, but I'll pull the odds up real quick. I think the odd, like obviously we have our gimmies. I think Walsh should handle Ocampo. I think Andy Cruz on points is probably my prop play. I already put that in. So if you guys are on this live and you're catching it, you get free game. I gave that to the Patreon boys. I gave that to the Discord boys. I like Andy on points, but there's a couple long shot odds that I feel the dogs might be barking. Hey, Johnny, just joined. I want to put 3,000. Who should I go for? Cruz? Well, Cruz is Andy, baby. Cruz is Andy. And if you want to talk bets like that, just send me a message, bro. Because the one thing I suggest to all the boys out there is don't publicly make known your wagers because there's a lot of scammers. Like this guy on Twitter who's calling me a scammer. How funny. A dude calls me a scammer. You're paying to be verified. You've been banned from our group, bro. But with you, people have been caught scamming other insiders because they found out about their wagers. They've over time you get a lot of greedy, insidious people who will then see that Sentinel's wagers 3,000. They might DM you. They might so just DM me and then I could configure that for you together. Let me pull up. Okay, so I want to talk about. Let me show you these odds real quick. Okay, so the first one I wanted to talk about is this J-Rod Kane Sandoval fight. And by the way, guys, if you're one of these dudes messaging me, don't tell people you're. Look. I'm sorry if I'm going in and out of this rant, but I woke up to this shit. I've only been up for 45 minutes, and I find out I'm getting blasted on Twitter for how reasonable price my Discord is and for talking about boxing. But guys, I get messaged all the time for not messages like, "Hey Johnny, this is so and so. Could you not talk about this fight because I don't want the odds to crash?" What are you talking about, dude? It's not like we have millions of followers. I only have 27,000 subs on YouTube and only a couple, maybe 100 watch these live streams. It's not like I'm a big YouTuber, and our Discord only has 350 people. So people really think they live, you know what this is? These are people who live in this scarcity mindset. That's not going to fly with me. If I have information that we could all eat, I'm give abundance mindset. And you're part of our community, we're all going to eat. I'm not going to withhold insider information for the sake of conspiracy theorists thinking that the odds are going to crash. What are you guys talking about? The dude on Twitter wrote, he's crashing all the odds for good guys like me and so and so. It's like, shut up. You sound like a freaking pussy, dude. Like, you're going to put my name on blast on social media and put out an ode to sadness, basically. That it's. I'm sorry, guys, but it's tough. All this sort of social media trash talk is new to me. Let's get back on it. So J. Rod Kane. We saw what happened with the Avius Griffin fight. We saw Avius Griffin was 17-0, knockout to win ratio through the roof. He gets signed as the A side. This was his first fight with MVP, and J. Rod came out there as like a plus 700. It looked amazing. So I'm this close from giving you my official prediction. Right now, I'm 80% on J. Rod, but I'm going to upload the tape, and I think this might be my dog of the week. Brandon, what's up, my guy? Brandon's a beast. Brandon, I always wanted to ask you: is that you in your in the profile pic with Tony the Tiger? Because I know I can't zoom in, but you remind me of my boy. Are you a fighter? Because you look, that picture reminds me of my boy Dave LeDuc. Dave LeDuc is a bear Lethway world champion. Cruz or Andy? All right, boxing booth. What's up, my guy? Really like Ornelas. Are you guys getting Ornelas odds? Let me check. I'm not getting boxing booth. I'm not getting that those Ornelas odds. Yeah, so far the only dog that is on paper. Let me go to my Instagram. I put all these on I did a couple polls on my YouTube channel. And the result, Khalil Ko, J-Rod, Kane Sandoval. Yeah, I'm not getting that Ornelas fight. Yeah, Ravio Hamey. Let him, baby. Let him. They better just they're going to be salty on what we do in the next year. Mosby's Julian Rock. He is the man. Mosby's man. I appreciate you. Somebody screenshot. You were on you were commenting on a live stream and you have my back. So I appreciate you. Anybody, dude, guys. Anybody who knows me, anybody who tunes into our live streams, they know that this is much more than box. This is much more than betting. This is much more than boxing. We know what we're doing here. We know our intentions here. Mosby, it means a lot to me. You know, you putting your neck out there saying the right things. You know what we're trying to do here. I say thank you. What's up, Win Santiago? All he does is win, win, win. I'm gonna pull up the Bet365 odds to see if I'm getting, because I had two people message me about the Ornelas. So we are at, guys, wherever you're tapping in, let's like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Pinned in the comment section below. We got you get access to our Johnny Says Boxing Insider membership. It's only a couple bucks a month, so don't get pissed at that, because dudes on Twitter are pissed that I'm not charging 50 bucks a month like them. But yeah, that's me. I was working for kilos, and all overtime made me want to punch. I had someone take a pic. It's dope. I like it. fuck Tony the Tiger, get it, boy. I guess that'll you know, being overworked in any job will make you want to throw them hands. That's why we, as men, we have to have restraint. And this is why I always tell, I have clients who have younger sons, and you know, all men know, we all know that when we're boys, we go through this phase of trying to control our emotions, and you know, hormones are kicking in, our body is changing. And I tell all of my clients who have younger boys, I'm like, dude, put them in a gym. If you know, if boxing is too violent, take them to a traditional martial arts gym. Have them learn discipline, like you know, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, anything to where you have to answer to a coach. Also, that it's physical enough for you to channel these emotions, and then over time, you're able to harbor these emotions. Because how often, I mean, it's every day you turn the TV on, you turn the news on, and you see some emotional man acting like a child, ruining his life in an instant because he wasn't able to control his emotions. It's one of the benefits of boxing, learning any combat sport, any martial art that I feel that doesn't get spoken about enough, is that for the most part, one of the biggest benefits of that is over time, if you're disciplined, you learn how to channel those emotions. And it's sort of the samurai philosophy as well. I always reference the Book of Five Rings, Musashi's book. Never getting too high, never getting too low. Whether your battles are won or you lose your battles, you want to remain even keel. You never want to be emotional. You never want to show your cards. Even if you read any Robert Greene, 48 Law of Power, he's in my first book. He wrote the 48th Law of Power. He wrote the 50th Law with 50 Cent. He's written The Art of Seduction, some other good ones. He writes about nonverbal communication. He writes about power and influence. And you never want to get too emotional. Frankie B. Yeah, yeah. Skills is my guy. So skills in our Discord is Rob Lee on our chat. He's a beast. He whenever there's a big American boxing event and it just happens to be simultaneous with a big UFC event, he's your guy. He'll mix a parlay up with boxing and UFC. And bro, check out his tickets. His receipts are all in the Discord. He's a beast. Ornelas arguably beat Valdez. I'll take who? How come Lasco split to Diaz? What book are you guys getting the Ornelas fight on? Yeah, I'm not getting any. I'm not getting that fight. I'll be 39 on the 23rd in 4 days. I have to not get depressed. But come on, bro. Happy birthday. Get depressed about it. I'll be 44 in April. Come on, dude. There's no getting depressed. Look, we all have friends. I'll be 44 in April. You'll be 39 in 4 days. So happy birthday. My outlook on it is life is play. Think about all those friends, family members who didn't make it to 39. Think about all those people that you've never met who tragically passed away. Life is play. Life is a gift every single breath. So do your best to surround yourself around people who resonate that. You want to, we life is short though. But if you're not living it right, it can be very long and miserable. So I always say, it's better to hang out by yourself than around people who don't appreciate that energy. So that's something as we get older as men, what's really important is to be able to signify and identify those negative sort of influences. And when we're younger in our 20s, it's almost like we have a fear of missing out. We don't want to be alone. We don't know how to sit with ourselves. We don't know, we're not comfortable enough with our own reflection. So we then choose, well, I'd rather be around a bunch of these savages than be alone. And the older you get, if you're fortunate enough to maneuver those waters without any sort of detrimental, unfortunate events that have either put you, in harm's way, put you locked up, put you in debt, put you in horrible relationships, you get to a point, I talked about this yesterday, personal sovereignty, a point in your life where being by yourself that's the move because you're comfortable with who you are. You're living your life on your own terms. And I think once we get there, the proper people will start showing up. But it's only when we get there because it's all a distraction if you're around people who aren't congruent with your vibe. It's like magnets. Fight on the back foot a lot, which can be seen as a negative judge's eye, I say. Um, Give me 1 second. You guys got me interested in this Ornelas fight. Is it Carlos Max? I think it's Max. Yeah, Max is Omar Trinidad. I don't have that on my books yet. Okay, I got asked about this. I did get asked about this fight yesterday, and we were looking at the box rec. I do think Ornelas is live. I do think he's fighting Omar Trinidad, and we saw Trinidad just a couple months ago during one of our live streams. He fought on a card recently. When's the last? Ornelas hasn't fought. He just fought in September. He lost two decisions to Valdez and Floyd Diaz. Sorry, boys. The my my third device is a 2020 Apple. It's a 2020 Mac, but you know, in computers, I'm getting a new laptop. Just relax. So this is Omar 19-0. You know, so it's tough for some bettors to bet against the undefeated guy. I don't have odds on this. I haven't seen it on any of my books, but all you boys keep asking me about it, so I assume it's gonna be live. The Lorenzo Parra fight was a draw. Yeah, he didn't look that good against Parra. This was on the and thanks, man. That's true. We're still good. Yeah, let's go. We're still good. Can't reverse age, just roll with it. That's what I'm talking about. We can reverse that. It's that mindset thing. You're 39, bro. I'm 45. Yeah, happy birthday, Brandon. He did. I knew. We watched that Parra Trinidad fight, and we were kind of salty with the draw. Guys, wasn't this during that era? Maybe like July to September, where we were getting draws. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx it, but do you remember for like 4 or 5 months, parlays and tickets were being toasted because there'd be draw after draw after draw, and then in our Discord we had boys who were got into this habit of playing the draw. We got draw happy. This was one of them, and you know I think look, it's very rare where I think a draw should be scored. I'm not a big draw guy. You know what I mean? Because you can find you watch a fight and you break it down. You can find if it's real close, you have options of saying, oh well, he did this better, he did this better. Well, you know, the pressure, the counter boxing was better here, or the output was better here. I'm not a big draw guy. They cooking and Gary's a point of you singing. Let him cook, baby. Let him cook. And this is something I'm gonna talk about this comment, and this is another thing that you guys don't see behind the scenes. And clip this if you want. The only There's a list of like 3, 4, 5 dudes who are in Gary's Discord that are like, and I don't know if it's his messaging, and I don't have these answers, but a lot of guys who are like, I think I don't want to accuse anybody, and I'm not accusing Gary. I'm not talking about Gary himself, but subscribers to him who would say singing old tunes. They don't like the fact that I listen to R&B. They don't like the fact that I listen to rap. They don't like the fact that I dance. And I think a lot of times guys they show their insecurities by talking. Let them talk shit, baby. We still good. I don't care about people talk. I grew up, in the 80s and 90s. I can handle it. But my point was, I think there's a lot of racist people. I think, there's certain. You can tell when you're dealing with people who are uncomfortable around people because they're putting out a certain vibe. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to give them the time of the day, but I've been called a lot of names, like by white guys that are in his Discord. So like, I could tell you 3 dudes right off jump that have messaged me on Instagram with some foul shit that I've had to block, that have commented on my YouTube channel that I've had to block, that have said things in my Discord that I've had to block. And they don't realize that if you start a Gmail account, it's easy to find who they are. So 2 of these guys through the Gmail account, I'm not an idiot. I know where they live. I know their police record. This is crazy. I know one of these dudes has been arrested for DV before. I'm not going to say his name. I know that he's racist. He lives in Indiana. I know that his content that he posts on Facebook, I know that he can't see his kids. Like, but I don't say his names, but I keep receipts, so I know who talks shit. But let him, dude, make old videos. Dude, my social media profile goes way back. I've been doing podcasts since 2013, so you can find a bunch of shit. Maybe you can find some. You could probably find some of me stripping too, baby. Let's get it. But if they think sharing videos in the Discord is gonna deter me, boy, they got something else in mind because we still good. I think there's a lot of racist people out there though. I don't think I think there's certain people who don't know how to deal with people who don't see eye to eye with them. I was raised by a father and a mother that said if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But my dad would say, if I find out that you let somebody bully you and you didn't defend yourself, I'm gonna bully you when you get home. So I was raised at a young age to always defend myself. So if that means, through trolls, I'm gonna attack the troll shit head on. And if it's in real life, we can freak it. Freak if you want to. Dine if you want to. And I used to sing in a band. So I used to play in a reggae band. I used to write music for this reggae band out of Long Beach. So writing music and singing is something that was always part of my upbringing. I used to do plays and theater in school. So I've been in, Ocean's 13, Entourage, Sorry Harvey. So I used to date a model in LA. So I used to do a bunch of acting and modeling and stuff too when I was younger, decades ago. So this type of shit is hilarious to me. I bet a pre-fight draw at plus 2,000 on the Christian Mobility. Get out of here, boy! Savage, dude. You remember what I was talking about? It messed me up because I started pre-betting a lot of. This is what was happening. We had that era of draws, like a 4-month era, and people got draw happy. They got trigger happy. I hit big within, sent me on. That's what I'm talking about, bro. And this is what happened with the Omar Trinidad fight. Dude, the first Gucci Flores, Jorge Chavez fight was all in that section. The Lamont Roach Tank Dave. I think the Lamont Roach Tank Davis fight might have started it off, but we were getting draws out of everywhere. You see my good? Yeah, it's all good, Wallaby King. It's all good, man. I think I appreciate your support. I've seen you on my lives before, and I think what it comes down to, and like I said, I've been on my own since I was a late teen. Uh, I've had to navigate. We all have to navigate this life, with whatever road is in front of us. So it's not like this is new to me, but we gain wisdom the older we get, especially if we're able to maneuver those waters and make adjustments in our own life. Because when I was in my 20s, I was a lot. I was a mean. I was mean spirited. I was a liar. I would do drugs. I would sell drugs. I wasn't a good dude. I wasn't a good friend. I was an asshole. I would lie to girls. I didn't live my life in a way that I wasn't happy with my life. You know what I mean? So I was living my life in direct contrast of how I felt. I felt like the world owed me things. And over 10 years of education, school, getting into psychology, getting into leadership and personal development, finding wealthy mentors, not being afraid to be successful. When I was in my early 20s, I would talk shit about people who were successful because it was threatening to me. I didn't know exactly why I was doing it. I didn't have a mentor teaching me these things. I had to figure these things out. This is why I coach and teach now. And so, it's behavior that's easily recognizable. For anybody to hate on somebody that they've never met, if you don't have my mobile phone number in your phone, you can't hate me because I don't know you. You know what I mean? And that's some of the best advice I've ever been given. And when it comes to haters, I'll say all that to say this: 100% of all haters are unrealized potential. Think about successful people, whether it's your parents, teachers, coaches, athletes, entrepreneurs. You never hear them hating on people. The most successful people in this world are too busy being successful. They're not going to sit back and tweet about people and spread lies about people. They're not going to talk shit about somebody behind their back. 100% of all haters are unrealized potential. And I literally live my life to that. PJ, Jesse Hart for the upset, 31 wins. PJ, not a bad bet. My issue with Jesse Hart is the inactivity. My issue with Jesse Hart is his age. My issue with Jesse Hart is his resume. And my issue with Jesse Hart is he's fighting Khalil Ko, one of the best jabs in that division, a 29-year-old re-energized Khalil Ko, a confident Khalil Ko, a guy who's coming off of a get-back win in which he lost the first one against Gallegos, and then he looked exceptional and stopped Gallegos with that jab and that pressure and that aggression and that power, looking sharp. So my issue with Jesse Hart isn't just Jesse Hart. Never seen a draw merchant. I'm only laughing because I'm learning these young bucks terminology. I hear people in my Discord using the word merchant, attaching the word merchant to like a fight style. Like he's a jab merchant, or he's a defensive merchant, or he's a grappling merchant. I'm like, the internet always is undefeated. PJ, I'm leaning on one right now. I'm leaning on one, but I'm like 80-20, 90-10 on it. I'm not 100% convinced yet. There's two that the chat likes. Two of the dogs that we're talking about is I just forgot his name because I don't have odds on him. Who is Omar Trinidad fighting? I just forgot his name. Sorry about that. Ornelas. Two dogs that we're thinking of is Ornelas over Trinidad. And then, for me at least, the one where I'm really close to jumping is J-Rod, Julian Rodriguez, that fight. So I'm not, I'll let the Discord boys know. I'll let the Discord boys know when I commit to it, and then we can let Twitter. I might start telling. I might just. Could you imagine? So I purposefully went on Gary's live stream the other week with hesitation. I was like, I'm not giving away all my goddamn picks to these savages. Like, if it's just me and Gary talking like we do, I'll give him my picks. But I'm going on his live stream. These cats are, I don't think they don't like white boys who listen to black music. If I played you the messages they sent me about that, it's crazy. I didn't know people were still racist. I did not know people were still racist. But then again, I've been in, Sydney, Australia since 2013. America's volatile. He got these dudes on his stream who will message me, "How dare you, white boy? You're an embarrassment dancing to R&B. What are you?" And then dudes are saying I'm gay. It's like, dude, if you knew me and we went out to a club, you would know I wasn't gay. If you knew me and you were friends with me and you had my mobile number, and if you're gay, who cares? That's another thing. The type of hate messages that his people send me about like gender, sexuality is so low level IQ stuff, and I have their names. I'm maybe one day if it gets real, I'll do these lives and I'll put their Facebook profile up. One of my favorite comics online on Instagram I follow, his name is Will Mills. He's a black dude from New York. Hilarious. I think he's from Brooklyn, and he gets hated. He gets a lot of hate. So what he does is he pulls up their profile and he just roasts them. So one of these guys who's a Gary follower that I know, he always comments that I'm gay, that I like to dance, that I listen to black music. I found he signed up with Gmail. I found his Facebook profile. I know that he can't see his kids. I know where he lives, and he just has all. And it just shows you how uneducated people are to come online and spread hate and lies about people. Omar had 2 draws. Trinidad, boxing booth, man. You're talking me into Ornelas, big homie. What's up, Al Nasty? I hit on Chavez, Curio, and Scrappy. By get your money. Get your money. We hit 2. We hit 2. People are salty that we hit. I had a parlay. I had a parlay. Yeah, PJ. PJ, the promoter out here, about to be promoting social media fights. Guys, we're about 40 minutes in. I have to get ready for a run. Let me see if she booked in. I got to do some road work. Road work. 8 a.m. locked in. Okay, now we're getting to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about this one. Let me pull these odds up. My Stats Don't Lie video is coming. All right, boys. All right, so here's the money line odds on Muratalla versus Cruz. If you're new to my channel, El Nasty, I think you might be new, or maybe you just started pitching in on the chat. You're welcome here. So we appreciate your input. But if you're new, during this segment of my videos and my live streams, when I pick one guy, it doesn't mean I dislike the other guy. I've covered Muratalla on the channel the last few years. I'm a fan of his style. When he got elevated to full status, I was excited for him. the history books will always say that Raymond Muratalla was a world champion, and right now he is a world champion. He's at plus 210. I think, maybe the odds. I mean, that's a lot of money coming in on Andy Cruz for a guy who has under 15 pro fights. We've seen this time and time again in the past with storied amateur Olympians who have under 15 pro fights, who fight real veterans. And Morataya, he's in his prime. He's just now getting started. People look at Morataya's undefeated record. They look at his knockout to win ratio. He's not a one punch knockout guy. Now, if I was a type of bettor to play odds, I'm not a guy to just see these odds and take the dog. I need a path to victory. Raymond Moratalla, there's nothing that I see he does better than Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz's speed, timing, reflexes, and just overall skills are going to win him this fight. I don't see Moratalla a path to victory here. So I like Cruz, and I'll give you free game real quick. I got I like points here. I like Andy Cruz right here. This is that I put this in our Patreon. So if you're not joined, you could join in El Nasty. I appreciate you finally putting your input on the live streams. You said you've been here a while. In the Discord or in the Patreon, you could sign up on YouTube. It's a couple bucks a month. I give you all my picks. This is free game. I've already given this to everybody. So if you want to write it down, that's my prop of the week so far. I do like Andy on the money line at 143. We'll use that as a parlay piece. But Andy Cruz on points is one of my props at 194, 94% return. Decision is juicy for Raymond. Look at that. So if you are odds chasing, that is a great bet. I'm not doing it. But if you're odds chasing, it's insane. Now, we take pride, if you're chasing, you got something to sprinkle on that. Plus 625 is so crazy when you think about Moratalla being the undefeated champion. But Rando, hey Johnny, I rock with you. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, appreciate you, Rando Light. And I've never had a problem with Gary, but some of those cats in his, I don't know if you just got the live now, Rando, and you're an OG on my channel. I mean, I didn't know you came from Gary, so I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. Gary's a good dude. You know what I mean? I went back on his live stream. I was really hesitant based off of sort of the people that, just some of the people that are in that Discord. They're not people I would vibe with. Like even on his live streams, and I'm not here to gatekeep ethics. You're never going to hear me use certain words that they use. I don't know. There's just standards that I feel me running a channel that over time, the longer you're on my channel, you understand how I operate. And without saying, without putting the specifics, his channel is operated. We're different humans. We've had our different journeys, but certain people gravitate towards that style. Certain people gravitate towards my style. And I don't play those like racist games. I don't play the making fun of people because of their, mental status game. Like really, I'm not going to call anybody any derogatory terms for the sake of a laugh. If I'm going to clown somebody, I'm going to clown you. There better be a reason. And I'm a clown, but I'll clown, we use joking a little bit differently. It's not mean-spirited. And some of them cats, man, boy, some of the messages I get, it just makes me laugh. I'll be like, some of them I read to my girl, I'll be like, Christina, listen to what this dude's saying. She'll be like, what the hell? She was like, he doesn't even know you. And I go, I know. I was like, I've been dealing with that my whole life, man. A lot of those cats, yeah, that's fine. They need to learn. There's a lot of lessons to learn in life. And when I was in my early 20s, I was a maniac. I literally learned in the same week on YouTube, I subbed to channels. Yeah, I agree. Thanks, Brandon. He appreciates your support too. And I still tell people to go join Gary's Discord. Gary, 3D Boxing's a G, dude. OG. He can't control who follows him. I can't control. I would be kind of shocked if anybody who is like follows me would be trolling other people. That would kind of shock me. I don't like those games because we're not in real life. In real life, in real life, in real life, let's go over a computer, boy. In real life, man, we could get in the ring, we could put a put the mouth guard on, wrap the hands, keep that chin down. Come on, all that good stuff, boy. Is what we do. Fitness, life is play. Adam and Xander. I like Adam Azim. Xander by KO. Bruce by decision. It's the method of victory props that you're gonna have to. I'm gonna wait on only because they really week to week. I do like Azim to win. I do like Xander to beat Barao. I do like Shushu as well. I think people are sleep. Xander Zayas is a freaking savage, dude. Like in terms of genetics. If you follow his Instagram, if you watch his strength and conditioning, he's down in South Florida. He's linked up with Dr. Corey Peacock. He's linked up with the ISSN, Dr. Dr. Antonio with the ISSN, the International Sports Science of Nutrition. I used to interview those guys all the time on my first podcast. Down in South Florida, a lot of them teach at Nova Southeastern University. Dr. Corey Peacock does. So he is very locked in with his strength and conditioning. You mix that with his size and his youthfulness. He's what, 22, 5'11", carries a lot of muscle, but he's limber. Dude, super athletic, super explosive. I think with Xander Zayas, we're looking at a potential 3-division world champion. I don't think he stays around at 54 too long. I think he handles Barao pretty convincingly. Would I say he stops him? I'm not quite sure yet. One of my best props of 2025 was taking Shushu by decision 2 fights ago at plus 600. So I still, I'm not committing to that, but I've won a lot of money in the past on Carrington on points. And then Adam Azim, we know what Adam Azim does. We know what's at stake for him. We know that he wants that Dalton Smith fight. We know that it's him who feels that he should have that belt around his waist. So you're going to get a very aggressive Adam Azim who's always looking to end the show. So by nature and off jump, El Nasty, I like these picks. I'm not committing to anything just yet. What's up, Young Money? Johnny, what do you have for Zayas by decision? My book is. Let me check. And this is why I was hesitant with L's question is because a lot of these props on I think all of our books we're not really getting too much. They don't give it to us too far in advance. Xanis by decision. There it is, brother. Young Money. Cezias by decision $1.52. And that just that those odds have a lot to do with the pedigree of Abbas Barao, his toughness, what he's coming off of, what he's what he just looked like. So we just saw Barao. Tough. He's gonna come prepared, man. This is a guy who lives like a world champion, Barao. He's gonna be a tough to get out of there. And Xander really isn't one of these like atomic punchers, but he's an accurate puncher and he's a precise puncher. And you don't want to start falling downhill against Xander because he'll start sprinting on you. So in terms of like if he sees you in trouble. I don't love 150. I don't love the odds. And I also I don't like $1.52. It's not a lot of smack on it. And I tend not to use method of victory in props in a longer parlay. So 52% return, banking on the fact that Xander isn't going to knock him out. I don't know what your bankroll is, but that would be a bet that I would make if I were to go heavy and I have a big bankroll, 52% return, and fingers crossed that he doesn't stop Barao or he loses. But risk versus reward, that sort of bet with those sort of odds, it doesn't excite me. Xander by decision, though, I would use at 131 as a parlay piece. So that would be like the strategic move on my end when I see those odds right off jump. We'll see what happens. I don't know. The odds might get closer as this fight gets closer. We'll see. Guys, I got to run. I'll be back again. I appreciate the support, guys.